Hi, it's I. I will be known as the commissioner for the balance of this year because I could also know to myself as the person that's going to get the number one pick in the 2019 draft. But yeah, score 140. It's I, commissioner. Welcome to Burning Down the Far Hill, the Week 9 edition. I'm gonna get these out of my hands. So got a fun piece of information to put forth to you here today. So let's get into the recaps, and we'll go from there. So El Resistencia defeats score 140, 160 or 187 to 160. Will Fuller 36 points. Score 140. My goal for the remainder of this year. I have one goal, is to pull off one upset. I want to get to 2 wins. 2 wins might not get me out of the number 1 draft pick spot, but I at least want one more freaking win. And I've got Hauser, who just scored 252 this past week, next week. And then we got the gauntlet of Irish Cop, who puts doing 200 points religiously. I mean, Steel Curtain, who put down a stinker this week. And then I got Mark, who throws down like 180 religiously, except he's got 148 here. And then I got my brother again. So, one more win. I want to average 140 points, hence my team name is Score 140. I want to average 140. So the 160 that I scored this week, good work for me, good start. Yeah, we're going to compete in the Survivor pool, and we're going to compete in the Pick'ems pool. So that's my goal this week. There's no aspirations to championships. That has long since been gone. If anybody wants to ask what happened to my team, here's a little soliloquy. Most people, coming out of the 4th round, should have 5 solid players. Your hold, and then the first 4 picks in the draft. All right? I'm going to go round by round. My hold, David Johnson. Also see round 3. Larry Fitzgerald. Arizona Cardinals snuffed that out. So they couldn't figure out how to do offense or give the ball to David Johnson or to Larry Fitzgerald. They couldn't figure that out in time for me to do anything, and that subsequent to my start. So there's my hold and my 3rd round pick. My 1st round pick was Odell Beckham. He started off as slow as hell and never really got it because Eli Manning is freaking old and needs to go away. So he had to go away, but he didn't come out throwing to Odell like he should have been. 2nd round pick, I believe, was Jerick McKinnon. He blew his ACL like a week after I picked him up. So there goes that pick. And last but not least, I believe my 4th round pick was Doug Baldwin. And he had a knee issue going in that I thought was better, and then it wasn't, and then he didn't play the first 2 weeks of the season, and then you scramble from there. You can't have your top 5 picks in the draft go and think you're not going to be 1-7 at this point, and maybe looking at 2-11? 2-11 is what my score. So I've accepted that this is going to be now my all-time worst season in the Fantasy Football League history. I'm going to accept that I'm going to probably end up with the first pick in the draft for the first time ever, and it'll be obviously my lowest pick ever. And I think my lowest pick in the draft before what will be next year was, I think, 4, maybe 5 was the lowest I've ever been. So I accept all these things. You can't control injuries. You can't control offensive coordinators that are stupid. You just try and avoid these landmines like everybody else did. So that's what happened to my team moving forward. Fake News defeats Steel Curtain 120 to 161. See, I can't play people who scores low. I don't play those people. I play against the people that score 180. Everyone scores 180 against me. And that I can't find this. The one win I got against my dad was a gift because Tom Brady decided not to beat the Lions. It was weird. So, anywho, James White, 35 points. The kind of come from behind win for Jared, who takes over control of the Homeboys division. John Boy Special People destroys Fat Bastard, 252 to 122. Mahomes, 45 points. See, I'm already starting to look at people's rosters to see who's going to be dropped for next year. This is also things that I'm doing. So, I'm like, Hauser's got to hold Patrick Mahomes next year, right? So, that's going to open up Kareem Hunt. So, I'm looking at everybody's rosters right now. Irish Cop beats Sinister Guy from the Internet, 208 to 152. Gurley time, 49 points. And I know John's going to be holding Gurley next year. So, I don't know where Le'Veon Bell's going to end up. But we'll see. If John, I think he's still holding them on to him in his team. So Le'Veon Bell might be available for me. So we'll see. Davis Dynasty over Bitchmaker, a 181 to 148. Marlon Mack, 42 points for Davis Dynasty to try and get back in the division race there. And Bad Dog beats Imperi Empire 105 to 0. What happened to Jim? What happened to Jim? I think he was like, if his best roster would have scored like 180 something, he could have won, but no, he didn't want it. So my dad takes the victory. So looking at our standings in the divisional races, got 4 teams sitting at 6-2, with Jared leading the Homeboys at 6-2, Roger 5-3, Garen 2-6, myself 1-7. In the away boys, we got John Hansen and Thomas leading the way at 6-2, with John Hauser at 5-3, Chris 2-6, and Mark still got his cushion in the Outlanders at 6-2, JJ 4-4, my dad 3-5, and Jim 2-6. Playoffs started right now. In fact, don't ask me. Don't ask me who's got what seed. I don't know who the number 1 seed with these 3 between the 3 division winners. I don't know. And then Thomas, it's weird because the 1 and 2 seed could both come from the away boys division because they're both 6-2, depending on the whole of the tiebreakers. I'm not breaking this down. So the top 4 seeds are going to be Jared, John Hansen, Thomas, and Mark. Somewhere in there is all 4 of them. With 5 and 6 will go between Roger and John Hansen. There's your 6 playoff teams at this moment. I've got the number 1 pick, and I'm probably going to lock it up because I foresee myself getting my ass kicked until I see my brother again. Before I get into screw it, let's do next week matchups first. So going into next week, week 9 here, we got score 140s at the John Boy Special People. I lead the series 13-7 or 13-11. Played last year, we split last year. Who cares? John's gonna crush me. Fake news is at Bitchmaker Redi. Big matchup here. I didn't have the record. Sorry. That's 1-7 versus 5-3. I can do this now. Then we got 6-2 is at 6-2. So here we're gonna separate those top seeds here. Mark leads the series 5-3, 2010. Last time they played, Mark has subsequently won 3 straight in the series. We got 2-6. El Resistencias at 2-6. Imperi Empire. Jim leads the series 7-6. Played last year, so that's going to separate the bottom of the league. We got 5-3. Roger at Steel Curtain is at 6-2. Sinister Guy from the Internet. Thomas leads the series 8-3. Played last year in week 6. Thomas has won 2 straight in the series. We got 6-2. Irish Cop is at the 4-4 Davis Dynasty. Series tied at 5. Played last year and they split last year. And we got 2-6. Fat Bastard is at 3-5. Bad Dog. Chris leads the series 21-8. The last win by my dad in this series was in 2016. So it's been a minute. So there's that. All right, so the last piece of news I've got today, because I've mentioned it before, but I told you guys I was starting the construction of the new trophy. I don't know. Once again, I question myself if it's going to get done by the end of this year or to be awarded to the champion this year. But here's where I'm at to this point. I'm going to step back here. All right. So here we go. Got it nice. I've got it all nice and mudded right now. Square, nice little rectangle base on it. So I got to sand it. I'll be sanding it on Thursday. So I got to sand all this bad boy down, and then we're going to get it stained. So here's what we're going to do, and then what we'll do is on top is how I'm going to do this, and I should have got my other prop, which I might run away and grab real quick. But so what I'm going to do on the top of it, I'm going to sit it right down here. So what we're going to do on top, I'm going to get 4 Sprite bottles. Yes, that's right. We got to save the Sprite around here. So we're going to get 4 Sprite bottles. We're going to put it on 4 corners, and then where is that stupid? And then, no and then. Found it. I think all the way deep in time. So we're going to put the 4 Sprite bottles on top. I think they're just going to be the 20 ounces. It's going to kind of stand up here. And then we have this football. Now, for those that you are not aware, you should remember this football. It's the arena football that I caught that Mr. Clint Dozell threw on a nice out route to me, 5 rows up. It's kind of about the 10-yard line. I made a stabbing grab in front of, I think it was Renee or somebody else I had to go through to catch this right in front of. I had to go through somebody. Can't remember who's sitting on my right. But I got this. It's signed. Also signed. We have it signed by Mr. Clint Dozell himself. If you need to know, I think he's coaching the Orlando Arena Football team right now. I think he is. I believe we got... There's 2 other signatures. I know, remember one's an offensive lineman. I'm almost certain that, I think it was Chris Baker, the touchdown maker, has signed it kind of right there. So we got this signed arena football. We're going to put some air in it. It's not full here, but we'll keep that. And then that is going to kind of sit on top of the trophy. And then what we'll do is I'll have one big plaque that we'll put on one of the sides right in the center that will say, Far Hill Fantasy Football League champion. And then, of course, we're going to have plenty of room on the opposite sides to kind of get plaques and run them in, I'm going to say, probably a row of 2 to get all the past year winners in there. So that's what I'm doing. I'll probably give you, like I said, I'll kind of update this as I'm doing it, going down with these things each week. But that's where I'm at right now. It's got it mudded. We'll sand it. We'll get it all sanded down starting on Thursday and probably through this weekend. So I'll show you the sanded product probably next week. And who knows when I'll get a chance to stain it. So that's coming. We'll see if I get it done for this champion. But that's all I got this week. I'm out of here running late because I had to find that thing. So bye.